Alright, here for round one, and our hand is pretty good. Although these are the types of hands I don't really like, because it's like I have two Dark Confidants, which are pretty bad when I'm behind. Jace, when it's pretty bad when I'm behind, and our opponent's on the play also. So, I mean, I'm definitely keeping this hand. This might be a hand where I just fire off a Brainstorm on turn one just to try and filter out my hand a little bit. But yeah, this hand can either be really good or really bad. I mean, against something like Miracles, excuse me, this hand would be phenomenal, but Bayou Thoughtseize, I'm not sure. Like, if he's not playing a Goyf on turn two, then I like my spot, I think. And certainly when you Thoughtseize someone, like, these are not the 5 cards you want to see, so there's that too. So, alright, we'll see how these Confidants play out. I don't have super high hopes, but I have medium hopes, you know? And he does just take a Confidant, so pretty interesting. We can't do much aside from play Delta and pass. We have this Brainstorm, and now we have a Force of Will, but since he's Thoughtseizing me, I'm low on resources. I might want to try and use this Force of Will to protect my Dark Confidant. Then I don't think there's any real point to brainstorming right now. He has a Thopter Foundry. That could be a problem at some point. And we have a little Delverino. So Thopter deck, probably not playing Wasteland. That would be kind of a surprise. So I don't have any risk of getting wasted off blue if I go like Underground Sea Bayou. However, if I want to play something like Brainstorm and Delver next turn, I might want to blue sources. So I'm tempted to get Underground Sea and Trop. And I have 4 cards that are double black, but 2 of them require me to have a 3rd land anyway. See, I think I can get Underground Sea and Trop. And I'm just going to play Dark Confidant, fully aware that he could decay it. If it is anything else, perhaps I fight with a Force of Will. We shall see. And if I do force, it is probably pitching Delver. I imagine that Jace is probably quite good against my opponent's deck. Flooded Strand in his Bayou deck is kind of funny. But, yeah, obviously, Jace is not the greatest against Thopter Foundry. Well, I guess if he's going to get a Scrub Land, then that kind of makes sense, I suppose. Stoneforge Mystic. Well, I don't really want him to get a sword. That would be somewhat annoying. I can obviously decay the Thopter Foundry, but I don't want to have to decay the Stoneforge as well. So, yes, I'm just going to force pitching Delver. I'm going to save this Jace. That could be a mistake. Interesting that he Thoughtseizes one of my Confidants when it does not appear he has an answer to the other Confidant. But we'll see. Could certainly have a Disfigure or something, but I imagine since he has Stoneforge and Bayou, he likely has Decay and Swords. So we do get to untap with Confidant. And we hit a land. Oh no, we hit an Abrupt Decay. It shows me the land first though. That's weird. Oh, Modos. Alright, before we do anything, we are going to attack. If he wants to sack his Thopter Foundry, then yeah, we can just decay his token, and that's effectively like we decayed his Foundry and he did not make a token, so he ends up gaining a life, but no big deal. We get across for 2 points. We didn't have anything else to really do this turn anyway. I think Decay is probably going to be relatively good against his deck, same with Jace, so I don't think there's any point to aggressively Brainstorm there unless I was specifically looking for something like a Tarmogoyf. So I like our spot now. I feel like we have him mostly under control. I like his deck, though. His deck is sweet. Another Thopter Foundry. Okay. Fine. Here, I don't mind firing off the Brainstorm. Might allow us to set up a land with Dark Confidant. Well, we don't have any lands. Almost certainly playing a Deathrite next turn, so we'll just put those on top. And then same deal here. We're going to offer up our Decay for his Thopter Foundry, pretty much. And then probably play Deathrite. You know, I'm not going to make these attacks if I don't have it. Feel like, especially with the second Thopter Foundry, if that's your last Thopter, then you should probably just leave that in play, and then if you eventually find a Sword of the Meek or something and I have to decay that, then you end up with a 1/1, then you can hold off my Dark Confidant. But trying to be greedy and you know, snipe the incoming Dark Confidant is almost certainly not going to work out. So I'd probably just keep the Foundry in play. Brainstorm is obviously a good card for my opponent there, with his fetch land still in play. And Thoughtseize, there's nothing I really could have done about that. Like, when I brainstormed, I was just going to draw the card I put back anyway. So now he can take the Jace, leave me with stuff like Delver, which is not very impressive. So hopefully my little guys go the distance. So where's my Bob too? Alright, Robert's dead. And we have so many little creatures. Well, how many things do we run out? I guess he can't really have had a sweeper because he would have used it, so... Alright, right now we're going to play around Snapcaster Mage a little bit, get his swords. And then I'm going to play a Delver and a Deathrite. I could see arguments for just playing two Delvers, but I'm trying to hedge here, where if one or both of them flips, I like my spot. If neither of them flips for a while, I like my spot slightly less, so I'd rather have a Deathrite in play and a Delver, I think, because that is more damage, assuming the worst case scenario. Although, so say I play Deathrite, that can put him to 7, this will put him to 6, and then so my Delver just has to flip in 2 turns. Sure. I could see, like, trying to play around a sweeper and holding Deathrite back, or alternatively just not playing anything, really. But if he does have a sweeper, it is in very low amounts. So I don't think I risk too much by doing this. I think I risk more by giving him time to find something, you know, like his Thopter combo, or Stoneforge Batterskull, or what have you. So we'll see what happens. Another swords for the Delver. Okay, I'm definitely fine with that happening. I believe Deathrite is the more powerful card here. And his willingness to source my Delver, you know, it just goes to further show that he definitely does not have a sweeper right now. I guess his deck could play something like Explosives. I generally did not play Explosives in decks like these, but could have been a mistake. Explosives is pretty good. Makes sense when you're doing the whole artifact thing. You probably have Academy Ruins in your deck, you know. So what is this? Blue floating. What's going on here? Ancestral Vision. Okay, so he's yeah, Shardless. Oh, I saw this deck. Yeah, his creatures are Stoneforges and Shardlesses and nothing else. And yeah, he's just like this weird 4-color thing. So I could cheat right now and look at his deck list. I'm not going to, because you don't get to do that in real life. Yeah. So I'm just going to continue to play. Alright, he's just going to concede. I was going to say I'm going to continue to play as if, you know, I don't know his deck. But He knew his top cards from Brainstorm, so he was just dead. And now, ha ha ha, Null Rod. Hello. That's awesome. So, Spell Bombs. Removal is not great against him. I do need to kill Stoneforge, but I should not be too concerned with killing his Shardless Agents, obviously. And then I assume discard is quite good. Force of Will is probably not very good. I should probably just load up on actual answers to his things. So maybe something like Vendilion Jace. I could also Pithing Needle his Thopter Foundry. Yeah, we'll just cut all the Force of Wills. Daze does not seem particularly good here either. So, yeah, we'll load up on stuff. Do I want this Disfigure, or do I want an extra Disfigure? Just to make sure I have an answer to Stoneforge. Kinda do. I don't have, like, a good answer to Batterskull. But I'm kind of used to that with these Sultai decks. So if I wanted another Disfigure, I'm not sure what I would want it instead of. Like, dealing with Batterskull mostly just involves killing Stoneforge and, like, bouncing it with Jace or killing it with Liliana or something. Or brickwalling it with Tarmogoyf, also an option. Maybe this needle is too narrow. I kind of want this Disfigure. I kind of just want to kill his stuff. And then that's my game plan. How do I beat Ancestral? All right, we're gonna get rid of this needle here. I don't think I need that. We'll try this. How do I beat Ancestral is certainly a valid question. It's, you know, try and kill him, but with him having things like swords and Abrupt Decay and my deck naturally having to be more reactive, then might not work out so well. So we just have a bunch of cantrips and a Disfigure, and this is certainly good enough. We don't need answers to things like Thopter Foundry until much later, I think. And definitely want to... Oh, my opponent disconnected. Well, I definitely want to fetch Underground Sea and then Ponder, and then next turn maybe like either fetch and Disfigure or like Brainstorm and then fetch and Disfigure. So I want to get Underground Sea, Bayou, and that's mainly my thought process right now. But we'll wait until he comes back. All right, opponent is back in action. We're obviously keeping. Wonder if my opponent's deck is good. Really have no idea. I can certainly see Wastelanding there too. Maybe that's something I should actually talk about. Tropical Island can't be one of his best lands. Okay, so we're going to stack this so in case we get Thoughtseize, we do not reveal... Or Dark Confidant. I don't mind having another Disfigure because it gives us a lot of insurance against Stoneforge Mystic. Oh my. Now I kind of just want to waste him, but I also don't think that really accomplishes much just because what is he going to do off Trop and Island? Oh, I guess Stoneforge, or not Stoneforge, Shardless Agent. That could be bad. It kind of sucks that I'm just, like, not doing anything with my turn, though. Yep, I'm over it. Yeah, I'll get by it. Because I might draw him and then want to him and wasteland him. So hopefully this doesn't go poorly. We'll see. It does have a fetch. Unfortunately, I have no way to defend against that, and, you know, no. Oh, is he just going to spin the wheel? Yep. No removal spell, please. Brainstorm? Okay. I'm fine with that. Elspeth, though. Jeez. That's a magic card. Foil Modern Masters. Alright. So we're going to have to kill that Shardless, because otherwise it's going to pick up the Jite. Kind of give me the business. I could try for Liliana, but if he forces that, it's just very, very bad times. So I could try to wait until he equips to disfigure. I don't really like that play too much. I would rather just do it now and progress my board, play out a Tarmogoyf. And he just F6'd, so... now, I guess post-board he's more likely to have sweepers, so... Maybe I'm supposed to just, like, brainstorm and waste him there, I don't know. It's always fun playing against these decks. You just have no idea. Like, there are so many cards that could actually just be in their deck. Oh, another Shardless Agent. Okay. You got to set it up last turn, so you kind of have your pick. So what's it going to be? Just want to shuffle away the Batter Skull. Get a Thopter Foundry. That's kind of annoying. Has 3 artifacts. But maybe, nope. I was going to say maybe my Dark Confidant lives, but no dice. Alright, we have a bunch of Lilianas. So what are we doing here? We could disfigure the Shardless Agent, start going to work on his hand with Liliana. We could constrict his white mana and just edict him with Liliana. That's also a viable option, I think. And that is the one that I think I like the best. So we'll get a Tropical Island here. Play Liliana. And this is just us trying to close the door as quick as possible, just like constrict his resources. So I do this, cut him off a white for this turn. Start ticking up Liliana. Maybe cut him off swords for a little bit. He might have to sack Thopter Foundry to get a token to try and get Jite online, and then I can disfigure that. So I have a lot going on here. I feel like maybe I should have wasted that Scrubland when I had the chance, but he had a Tundra too. Uh-oh. That's bad news. Bad news. Alright, Wasteland helps a little bit. Kinda need to brainstorm into a decay here. That's a Spell Bomb. Does a little bit of work. Am I ticking up this Liliana? I think so. So if I do that, am I discarding Liliana? I feel like I'd probably want to discard this Deathrite Shaman. So put these two back. We'll place Spell Bomb. He's going to have to respond here. But if he doesn't, that's okay too. Certainly be fine with that. Alright. May have been a little too late. We'll see. Still think we want to cut off white. And might as well attack because these things have flying. Possible I should have attacked before all this, yeah. Because maybe he makes a token, blocks, and then I can disfigure with the sword trigger on the stack for the other one. So maybe that would have been a better way to induce some action on his part. He just has a bunch of lands, actually. Interesting. Not going to suit up with the GT. Gonna try and kill Liliana. Just wondering if I should fire off this brainstorm right now. Feel like I'm going to be a little mana tight next turn. But I want to get a card deeper to try and find a decay. So now do I fetch first? Because I don't really want that Liliana. But I would rather shuffle away the bad stuff that I draw, I think. Actually have more shots at hitting things. And there we go. So there's a decay. I'm not sure if this Jace is actually going to do anything. Might be better than a disfigure, though. So I think Jace is going to end up being better. I definitely don't want Liliana. And I would like to draw a card off Spellbomb, I suppose, but yeah, we'll keep Jace. Maybe that can help us fight through the tokens that he's going to have left over. So we hit him. He's going to sack Sword. I'm going to Spellbomb him. He's going to sack the GT, presumably. Oh, no. Actually, I should just decay his Foundry right now. That might be good. That's definitely good. So I do this, which forces him to act again. So now he has to sack probably the GT. I can Spellbomb him, then he can sack a token to get his sword back. So we'll end up with a few tokens with the sword. Which is no big deal. If I were in his spot, I would probably just keep the GT, realize this is a losing proposition. Yeah, I have to Spellbomb now. Okay. Because if I let him get the 1/1, then the sword triggers on the stack, and I still have to Spellbomb before the sword comes back, otherwise he can just make some more guys. So this cuts his Thopter development down a tad. So I'm not sure if I did this optimally, but it certainly works out pretty well in my favor. And I think between Tarmogoyf and Jace, I can pick off his remaining things. Obviously, it depends what he has left in his hand, but I don't think he has access to white mana, which is pretty nice. I would love to pay black. That'd be great. Draw another Decay, which is certainly sweet. And right here, he should sack the Thopter Foundry, end up with 4 tokens and a sword, I think. that's it for me. That's my turn. Tarmogoyf is still just as big, which is pretty cool. He's at 17. Yep, 4 tokens. I can do math. Yes. So, not sure what's going on here now. Not sure if he's just going to try and chump and buy a bunch of time. If that's the case, I'm certainly fine with that. And I'm not sure if he's going to try and race, but if he was going to try and race, I don't think he would have blocked there. So this is probably him trying to buy a bunch of time. Or just that, I guess. Kill my Goyf. So he does have explosives. Figured it out. So I can play Jace and Fate Seal. He'll attack it for 3 down to 2, and then I can minus down to 1 to bounce 1, decay the other one, and then he kills my Jace. So that's not the greatest. I might have to do something where I decay a token first. And that will certainly stink. So if I play Jace and minus, he just attacks it back and kills it. Jace plus 2 goes to 5, he attacks it down to 2, and then I would have to go minus 1, kill 1, but he still has 1 to deal me the last loyalty. So yeah, if I'm just going to probably decay this turn, I should just brainstorm first, I think. Find a him that can get his last card. That's not bad. Ideally, I decay this turn, though. So we will hide the Jace on top. Play out a Spell Bomb. I should probably end up with him in my hand instead of Brainstorm, because the Brainstorm's a little more valuable, just in case he thought seizes me. And I'm not too concerned with drawing a card off the Spell Bomb. It's more about mana than anything. So if he does something like play Thopter Foundry, I don't mind decaying now, not being able to draw a card here, because it means I get his sword. And he could certainly play like a Shardless Agent this turn. Shardless Explosives is pretty bad, but if he plays a Shardless this turn, my decay play is bad, but I didn't want to take the extra point of damage. That's a Jace. Okay, so now we have dueling Jaces. And I don't have like a Pulse in my deck or anything. So this is going to be kind of awkward. So now I have the option of Fate Sealing or bouncing. I mean, I could obviously Brainstorm too, but I don't think that really gets me anywhere when I know my top card is probably pretty bad. It's a him. I'm not sure if I want that or not. Fate Sealing him doesn't do anything, so I guess I could just bounce a token, have Jace on 1 after he attacks it, and then try and cobble something together with the Spell Bomb and the Brainstorm. So we'll do that. Not a huge fan of my spot here, since he got to land Jace first, and now we also have to pay attention to the timer, because there should be a game 3. Maybe. I mean, I'm not dead for sure, but it's not looking good. Especially since he didn't fetch and he just cast a Shardless. And he's set up Ancestral, so that's pretty bad for me. Now he has an extra creature, too. And he still has a Jace activation. Well, I tried to set it up. Spent too much time putzing around trying to get rid of those Thopters. I don't think I had a better line or anything, but okay, there's a Stone Forge. Presumably going to find a Batter Skull and kill me. So I think here I probably just have to brainstorm with Jace, because Jace is probably going to die. These cards are all horrendous. Can Vendilion away his Batter Skull? I'm not sure if that actually helps me or not. I might be better off just trying to him his Batter Skull, as awkward as that is. Yeah, let's try and do that. We're 50-50. And I think this gives me a better shot of winning than just playing out, like spending my turn Vendilioning. Yeah, it just has swords. Okay. I will die to this Batter Skull then. Well, Batter Skull plus Jace. Interesting. Do I want to keep in some forces to stop his combos? Do I want something against Jace? Maybe this Vendilion is just bad because he has Thopters. Null Rod would have been sweet. Would have been a nice card. So I think in order to win, I need a Planeswalker advantage or a Confidant advantage. The reactive game did not really help me, so I think I'm just going to bring in a force or two. Maybe I should just have like all the dazes on the play too. So if we cut Disfigures, maybe I just want daze and not force. That's kind of silly though. Like daze is not going to be able to protect Confidant from swords. We'll take out the Disfigures for forces. Yeah, we'll see if that's good enough. We have some Deathrite action. This is good enough. This is good. I can't win probably with the cards I have now, but hopefully these Ponders serve up some good stuff. Tarmogoyf is not very good against this guy because he has so much removal and chump blockers and stuff. It is really big though. Okay, another hymn. It's not bad. So now, probably just going to end up firing off some hymns to get his swords and whatnot. And Wasteland, I don't mind that. Just two hymns and a Wasteland, try and constrict his resources. Hopefully I don't get misdirected or something. Be very awkward. Brainstorm in response is not that surprising, but I don't really care what cards I'm hitting specifically. I think I just want to hit two cards. So as long as this hymn resolves, I'm fine with that. Misdirection, obviously the worst possible scenario in the history of histories. Can't remember the last time I had a him misdirected back at me. Maybe it's never happened. Maybe I should just play with misdirection more. Alright, got a land and a shardless. It's not bad. It's like hitting 3 cards. And then next turn, I can him again, waste him, ponder into something else. This is a Stoneforge that could be bad, but we have some outs. We can him to try and hit the Batterskull or whatever he gets, plus we can waste him off white. So does find the Batterskull. Now we can just decay it. Unfortunately, we can't go decay and him. We could go decay and Goyf, but we haven't hit any swords yet. So I feel like, well, I guess my Deathrite might have just gotten swords if he had it. Yeah, so maybe we're supposed to just go decay and Tarmogoyf. And we'll try and give him the beatdowns. Next turn we can him and wasteland him. And then that'll keep him off 4 mana. Maybe that'll keep him from assembling any of these combos. I guess Shardless Agent this turn would be not great for me. Abrupt Decay, come on. Shardless is too good. Did not end well for me. We do have another Tarmogoyf, so I guess that's a thing. So we got... No, I did have a sword. Swords and a Batterskull. Alright, we'll try this whole Tarmogoyf thing again. Hopefully we don't get jaced. Like, I want to wasteland, but at the same time, I feel like wastelanding sets me back a lot too because I don't get to play 2 spells in 1 turn. So I think this is the best course of action, and then whenever there's a turn where I can go, like, you know, ponder into something plus wasteland you, that's going to be a good turn. But if I never get to that turn, then obviously things start looking pretty hairy, especially considering, like, how much good stuff this guy has against me. Pithing Needle. What just happened? Oh, he decayed me again. Man. Is he gonna name Wasteland or Deathrite? Name's Wasteland. Okay. On the bright side, he's basically at nothing. Maybe, yeah. Kind of want to Spellbomb first, but then I don't get to play my follow-up. Brainstorm is obviously not great, because there's like a Wasteland after that, which would be awesome if he didn't have Needle. Maybe I'm supposed to try and find a Needle and just destroy, or try and find a Decay and destroy his Needle and then just kill all his lands. So like if I take this, play Spellbomb, exile his graveyard, I'll draw the Verdant and then draw the Wasteland, and then I can Brainstorm with a fetch land next turn. And then if I don't find Decay for the Needle, I can just shuffle away this fetch land. So I guess that's not the worst. We're going to try it. And in the meantime, hope that he doesn't do anything too awful for me. Please have nothing. Oh, man. Oh, man. Sword of the Meek. Maybe this wasteland plan was ill-advised. Well, we kind of have to follow through, don't we? Get the Trop and the Scrubland. So now we just need to find a Tarmogoyf. Flood Strand. Crap. You didn't have that last turn. Hope he's just pantsing up his Shardless. Alright, good. Well, time to brainstorm lock myself. I certainly could have brainstormed there with the hymn, but I think this gives me the best chances of winning. Definitely want to play out this other Death Right. And we're going to need to start eating some creatures, of which I only have 2. I suppose I could... Ooh, Tar Pit. It's a good card. I could also just double block an agent here, which is probably what I have to do. Searching for a Tarmogoyf or a Jace. Unfortunately, I have to put 2 of these cards back. I guess I'm supposed to waste the Tar Pit. I could also just waste the Tundra. Leave him with Bug Mana, and then... No, maybe I'd have to waste the green, because I'm probably going to have to bounce the Shardless. So yeah, that's probably better. And then eat this Tarmogoyf and try to play fast because I'm down on time. So don't play land, please. Thank you. Please have nothing. Okay. Oh, we have 5 minutes to make this work. How many green sources have I killed? Trop and a Bayou. I wonder how many he has. Okay, so he's up to 3 mana. Guess this is where we Fate Seal him. Put that one on the bottom. So he can't start tar pitting me. Hopefully he just bricks on land. Brainstorm, okay. That's obviously a really good card, but means he can't tar pit this turn, and that means I get 2 more brainstorms out of Jace. And somehow this is still a game. Does he have another green source? Be bad. Savannah, man, just all the duels. Oh, I see. Okay, well, I need to find a null rod or something similar. Maybe he'll just time out to the Thopter Sword businesses. Kind of need both those. Does Delver do anything? No, not really. Another Ponder, sure. There's a Null Rod. I think I have to play that this turn. Yeah, I do. Absolutely do. So now he can spend his turn killing my Jace. And then I'm drawing a Bayou and then a Fetch. So play Confidant and still take 0 off it. Ooh, Elspeth. That's disgusting. How did this happen? Ugh. I'm certainly jealous of this guy's late game. Having played Shardless last weekend and then this deck this week. Yeah. Certainly jealous. I have nothing like Pulse or whatever to beat his stuff. I have nothing like Ancestral to actually like keep going. I just like I'm relying on these Planeswalkers and they just ended up dying. So that's no good. He's not... No, he can't Tar Pit me. Feel like I could have won this game. I'm not sure where though. Maybe it was the Pithing Needle thing. And I'm basically drawing dead at this point. This guy just crushed me. I was always a little too late on everything. Yeah. Pretty cool games, pretty cool deck.